Welcome to Bantu territory. Oh my gosh! Another week, another day, and still the same outfit. And today, this Bantu high priestess is about to do Jeffree Star. A common question I always get from the LGBTQ community is how does the Bantu God feel about the LGBTQ community? I get it all the time. Okay, when Christianity, are you ready? We are bantuism, and our God says, live your fucking truth, and I will walk with you. There are no laws anywhere in bantuism that say no to LGBTQ. None. Okay. There are witch doctors who are LGBTQ, chosen and doing their work on the ground in Bantu territories all day, every day. Discrimination came with Christianity and all the other imported religions. On a personal point of view, there is no one I respect more than the trans community. I respect them more than anyone because they fight hard to live their truth. Something a lot of us don't know how to do. Okay, they take all the insults, the spitting, the rage, the anger of people who cannot work on their own lives and are jealous and envious of those who live their truth, and they keep it going. The trans that I have read have really humbled me, and I love them for their soul strength, for their ability to standing on their true selves no matter what. I do not read the trans because of that reason. I don't read the trans because, when I have that soul in the plate and it is telling me why, how, what, when, where, I can do nothing but bow down. And I will always bow down to the trans. Okay? I will always bow down because there is one thing that our God says. Live your truth and live in your own skin, and glory shall be yours. Live your own life, and glory shall be yours. The Bantu do not have thou shalt not and thou shalt not and thou. We don't have that. We simply have thou shalt not kill. Everything else, unfortunately, sometimes is, I wish this would have thou shalt not steal other people's destinies, and thou shalt not step into someone else's metaphysical, and thou shalt not steal somebody else's life. I wish we had those, but our Bantu God doesn't give us those because this is hell. To the Bantu, the physical realm is hell, where we are tested every day. Okay? So I have the greatest respect for the trans of all people, and I have the greatest respect for LGBTQ. I really, really do. It's so easy to be part of the majority. So easy. Not so with the minority. It's extremely difficult. Okay, having said that, welcome to the court of the Bantu. Okay? Hundreds of tribes, hundreds of languages, hundreds of metaphysicalities, which all lead to one God, the God of the Bantu, who says we should respect our beginning, our ancestors, who says walk together, do not let another walk alone, who says live your truth, who says thou shalt not kill, who says share everything. Unfortunately, people are sharing other people's lives. I'm going to have a conference with God when I go to heaven. I have an appointment with God. Yes, I made it. Yes. I'm going to discuss that with him, because people are sharing other people's lives. Instead of living in their own lives, they are jumping into someone else's life. So I refuse to be sidetracked. Okay. I refuse to be sidetracked. Okay, so in today's reading, Jeffree Star and marhold. I'm not even sure that they are still together, okay? So this is basically a reading on Jeffree Star. I really wasn't going to do him because Jeffree Star scares the fuck out of me. Yes. He so scares the fuck out of me. You all see a beautiful face. I see something else. Okay, so Jeffree scares the fuck out of me. I'm in awe of him too. I'm always in awe of people like Jeffree. People who are outspoken, stand on their truth 100% no matter what, and who make. So, Jeffree it is, okay? I did Jeffree on Instagram, and I saw things that really, I saw his past life, and I did see Jeffree's past life, and it was interesting. So if you want to check that out, you can go onto Instagram and check him out. I'm hoping that he is so big and I'm a little nobody that I will not have any issues with this video. Okay. I'm going to blow. 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 Okay. So I'm going to call Jeffree and we're going to get into it. This is a general reading of Jeffree Star. Okay. Jeffree. 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 This is a very strong soul. Okay, if I could go back into his past life, I would discover that he was a noble in the Russian Tsar's court. He was a noble in the Russian Tsar's court, just saying. Okay, I will discover all sorts of things. This is a soul that has always been born rich and always been born powerful. This is a creative soul. Whether it comes to death or makeup, it's a creative soul. He is extremely creative. This is a hard-working soul. This is a soul that has always been adored by people. And this is a soul that has always looked down at people and said, small people. Small people with small minds. Because he has so much. Okay, he has so much that he just cannot understand those who are not driven, those who don't have their own vision, those who don't want to lead. Okay? He doesn't suffer fools. If you're a fool and you don't have anything intelligent to say to him, he's like, bye. He is extremely controlling, and the only thing that he dearly loves with his heart and soul are his dogs. We're alike in that. Well, I have my son. I love my son too. He loves his dogs. Loves his dogs. He is authoritarian, dictatorial, doesn't give a fuck, understands that he's beautiful, stands on his beauty, and he's like, fuck all you all. In this generation. In the next generation, the next life, he'll come back completely different. Now I'm going to take Jeffree out of the plate. Jeffree! And Jeffree can talk. See, Jeffree is in a relationship that has come to an end, and actually relationships is what is on the board. This is what his soul is talking about. I haven't come across a spread with such clarity in such a long time. A relationship is coming to an end, and in the relationship, Jeffree was the establishment. Jeffree was massive. Jeffree is the establishment, and he was not. He is not. This breakup is happening soon, because the shell fell. Oh my God. Another shell fell. What is this one? Because that was the one's relationship. What is this one? His happiness. Jeffree was really having fun with whoever he was. This is whoever he was. This is whoever he was. This is Jeffree, right? This is Jeffree's side. This is whoever he was. He was having a lot of fun with whoever he was. He was feeling so happy, but then he felt betrayed at some point, and he felt like, okay, you know, I'm being used here, and he didn't like it. Jeffree is not wrong when he comes up with that realization. He is not wrong. This individual seeked him. This individual went looking for Jeffree, and this individual found Jeffree, and this individual gave himself to Jeffree, and then this individual felt, okay, he got what he wanted from Jeffree, and he left. So he's gonna leave. I don't know if he is in a relationship. I do know. I did read that Jeffree Star was with Andre in August. I'm gonna do that reading. This is his soul talking. Okay, and I always let the soul do the talking first. So the dude is gonna leave. Meanwhile, Jeffree, he's actually not as happy as we thought. He's gonna go into a depressive funk if he hasn't already. He works very hard at not being depressed. He works very hard at looking at the bright side of things. I know he's rude, so I understand. I don't follow Jeffree because I'm not that big on makeup. You know, I buy what my grandma tells me to buy, and I do what my grandma tells me to do to my face on a regular, right? So he fights very hard to not be depressed, but unfortunately for Jeffree, it can overwhelm him. The artistry, the fight back is strong, and it is great. And when this relationship doesn't work or didn't work out, because I don't know if it's the past, the present, or the future, because this is the soul talking, he really goes into a deep funk, and everything suffers. The Jeffree Star brand suffers, not because he was in love with this guy, because there is no love here and there is no love here. Jeffree liked him a lot. The guy didn't like him at all. The guy was using him for other things, but Jeffree liked him a lot, and Jeffree was actually willing. He wanted to be part of his life. Jeffree wanted to be part of his life, and the guy wanted to be part of Jeffree's life too. He did. So for a while they really gelled. They were really one. And they had one purpose, and they were building something. And then it all went to hell in a handbasket. Okay. So, Jeffree and Tati Westbrook, right? No, let me go to his relationship. because I'm going to make this one 30 minutes. Andre Marhold, right? Andre So Andre is like literally refusing to come. So I'm going to have to put my grandfather's knife and ask him again. Andre. And Andre walks into the plate, and behind him is a woman and a kid. I don't understand what that means. It's beyond me. But anyway, Jeffree and Andre are going to show us their relationship. Jeffree and Andre, show us your relationship. Jeffree and Andre, show us your relationship. Jeffree and Andre, show us your relationship. Here we go. Yeah, this relationship ended. Or it's gonna end if they are still together. It's gonna end. So this, it's gonna end. It's gonna end. There's really nothing much to say. Oh my God. Okay. So this is Andre. This is Jeff. This is a child. This is a woman. Okay. And this is the assets that Jeffree Star holds. You know what's very interesting? So this guy, his relationship with the mother of his child, it died. His relationship with her completely died. There is a mother and a child right here. And I'm just going to return them where they were. And then with this one, it was also dying. It is also dying. In this instance, in this relationship, not the one his soul talked about, in this relationship, it's the same thing. Andre found a way of insinuating himself in Jeffree's life. And for a while there, Andre was ruling Jeffree's life. For a while, he was ruling Jeffree's life. He actually did the world a favor because Jeffree was very disconnected from the world and Jeffree was very depressed and unhappy. He did the world a favor. Okay, by being with Jeffree, because Jeffree was very unhappy, but he pulled him up from his depression, and Jeffree has baggage, past relationships that didn't go well, past situations that didn't go well. They haunt him. So this guy was taking a guy who has baggage. They haunt him. Okay, he was taking a guy who was carrying baggage, couldn't be helped, but he was also keeping, and basically this guy has 2 females and 2 children, one with each female. So he was keeping 2 females with 2 children, one with each. He really had his eye on Jeffree for a long time. Andre had his eye on Jeffree for a long time. He wanted him, but Jeffree wasn't free. Jeffree was in a relationship. So these 2 people have known each other for a while. Okay, I'm going to ask the question that's bugging me. Are they in a relationship? It's bugging me because the metaphysical is somehow doubting this situation. Andre and Jeffree, are you in a relationship? Andre and Jeffree, are you in a relationship? Andre and Jeffree, are you in a relationship? Yes. This is a definite yes. I'm shocked. It's not, it started off shaky. Started off really shaky. It was a really shaky relationship, but now it's still kind of shaky, but they are working on it. They are working on each other. Okay? What do you each like about the other? Andre and Jeffree. What do you each like about the other? Andre and Jeffree. What do you each like about the other? Jeffree is not really argumentative. He is pretty cold. He is a pretty cold dude, a pretty chill dude. He when he does go off, he has a reason and a purpose for doing so. And Andre, this is Jeff. He has a pregnant bitch. Right here. He has a pregnant bitch. His life in general is going downhill. Okay? What they love about the other is the conversations. They really connect. They love to talk to each other. They really do. And Andre is the one who makes all the moves. Andre goes after Jeffree hard. He goes after Jeffree hard. And yet he's got this bitch right here who is pregnant by him and who has and no, she's pregnant, has another child. Then this other, oh Lord, he's got miscellaneouses. However, it is clear that he is attracted to both sexes, right? And he is going hard. He's not going hard for the pregnant one. He's going hard for Jeffree. And he's pulling this relationship into the future. And for Jeffree, that is great news. Because he was in a dud of a relationship where he was very, 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 very miserable. Very miserable. No joke about it. The relationship seems to have been a foursome rather than a threesome. Okay, the relationship that he was in, it happened to be a foursome rather than a threesome. In this relationship that he is in, it is a foursome in that there is a pregnant woman whom Andre is still with, and on Jeffree's side there is a dude who is pursuing Jeffree, but Jeffree is not interested. This shit is not gonna go anywhere. On this guy, Andre, he is going down. It's so funny. It seems like he had money, and it seems like he had money, right? But he's losing the money. He's literally losing the money. Being with Jeffree might have just hit his pocket more than he ever believed possible. In fact, that's what he's saying. He's agreeing. Being with Jeffree hit his pocket more than he ever thought was possible. He's not going to be extremely poor because of it, because he does have a chunk of savings, but he's going to lose, and he's going to try to do some investments, and they will pay off a little bit, but seriously, he is losing a lot of money by being in this relationship. However, I don't see love. I don't see it. Okay. Jeffree, are you in love with Andre? Jeffree, are you in love with Andre? When Jeffree falls for you, or when he really, really likes you, he is all soft and mushy. I don't mean just for, a boyfriend relationship, but even as a friend. He really opens himself up to you, and he's there for you 100%. And then, as he says, then people let you down. Right? So, Jeffree, are you in love with Andre? Jeffree, are you in love with Andre? Jeffree, are you in love with Andre? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. But he's scared. It's love, but he's scared. He's pulling back. Every time he goes a little forward, he pulls back. He says no. He's very insecure. He says, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want it. Because shit is going to go down and I'm going to suffer and it's going to hurt so much. Yeah. I hear you. Okay. Andre, are you in love with Jeffree? Andre, are you in love with Jeffree? Andre, are you in love with Jeffree? No. Currently, he is, but it's not a satisfying relationship to him. And he's insecure. He really believes that Jeffree isn't into him. They need couples therapy. I recommend couples therapy at once. Find a priest. Don't come to the Bantu high priestess. Go to a priest. But he wants the relationship to work. However, there's way too much opposition. He wants the relationship to work. But there's way too much opposition to it, especially when it comes to his finances. His finances are taking a hit. A lot of people are not happy, I guess. Okay, I'm going to take... this relationship, though, doesn't have the vibe of lasting. I think we already saw that. It doesn't have the vibe of lasting. Jeffree is very broken. It's going to take him time to get there. And Andre, well, he's going financially broke. I'm just laughing, but, you know, he must have had sponsors or something. And they must have pulled out or something. Okay. Anyway. Tati Westbrook by Andre. And this is the last one I'll do. Tati Westbrook. Then I'll do the future for Jeffree. Okay. Jeffree, you're not going to believe this. With the end of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Jeffree is going to outrank Kylie as the makeup queen in like 3 to 5 years. I'm telling you, he's going to do it. He's going to rule that world. He really is. Oh, yes, the one question. Jeffree, are you a racist? 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 Yes or no? Answer, please. Yes or no? Yes or no? Answer, please. Yes or no? No! I'm going to ask you. Well, right now, no matter what I ask this soul, I was going to ask him, do you like black people? This soul is going to say yes. Because, you know, this soul has, you know, a black man next to it. Let's find out. Jeffree, do you like black people? Do you like black people? Do you like black people? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you like black people? Well, this soul ain't lying. It ain't lying. This is a straight up no. There are 2 no's on this board. A no and a no. A no and a no. This is what I know about Jeffree. A no and a no. Thank you. I should have asked that question instead of the other one. Okay, that's a no. It was important for people. They kept asking me. Okay. Jeffree. Tell me what went down with Tati Westbrook. Let me call Tati into the plate. Jeffree. 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 Tati. 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 These 2 are not friends. Whatever went down, these 2 are not friends. They totally dislike each other because Tati walked into the plate, saw Jeffree, Gross. And Jeffree, relaxed. Yeah. So tell me your relationship. Tell me your relationship. Tell me your relationship. So this is Jeffree and this is Tati, and they are not friends. Did I say they are not friends? Did I say they are not friends? They are not friends. So this is Jeffree, he's on this side, and this is Tati. Tati is actually heading towards the end of her career, and Jeffree is heading towards taking over from Kylie Jenner. But he has a lot of obstacles. A lot of obstacles, his big mouth being one of them. He says things that derail him and take him back. He gets punished. So you people may not see it, but he gets punished. He gets punished for what he says and how he says it. He's going to clean up his mouth, though. He's going to clean it up so that he can take over as the makeup guru, the makeup. He's going to clean it up because he is... yeah, he's gonna clean it up. The one thing about Jeffree that always gets me is how cold he is. It always gets me. Then there's Miss Tati over here. She's as cold as fuck. So Jeffree is looking into the future. He's thinking expansion, and he is going to expand, and he's going to be big. I don't know anything about Jeffree's makeup. I don't think it's for black women. If you're black out there, please tell me that I'm wrong, because I don't see it. I don't see it as if it's for black women. But he is thinking of expansion, and he is going to expand. The Kardashian brand is going to fall very, very slowly. Not major, but it's going to fall. In about 5 years, it'll be a thing of the past because the world would have changed so much, right? But he actually fits into that world. We are heading into a more restrictive world. And Jeffree fits into that restrictive world way, way more than the majority, than the average of us. Tati, on the other hand, her business has been going down for a long time. And then she just managed to pull it up for survival, and she did a great job. So right now, it's okay. It's not like, la-dee-da, doing great. And she is heading in the direction of the past. I would say in 5 years, nobody will know who Tati Westbrook is. They don't like each other. Jeffree is moving on, and she is taking care of her business. She's having some major issues with her business. Okay. And she's trying to steal something from Jeffree. She be a thief. Okay? She be a thief. She is trying to steal something, a huge chunk of Jeffree's empire. She's literally trying to take it. And she's trying to offer money. She's doing some underhanded, behind the scenes business to try and take a huge chunk of Jeffree's empire. And Jeffree hasn't noticed it yet because he's so focused. But this is a sneaky, devious woman. I like it. I wish I had that trait, but I don't. I'm the outspoken bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm in your face, straight up, outspoken, blah, blah, blah. I like it. She is, she's trying to steal from Jeff, and she's very serious about her business. She's offering money to divest Jeff of a huge chunk of his empire. He hasn't realized it yet. All of Tati Westbrook's guns are on Jeffree Star. All of them. She wants to dismantle him piece by piece. So who's going to win this war? Who's gonna win this war? Who's gonna win this war? Jeff, are you gonna win? Jeff, are you gonna win? Jeffree has a lot of ancestors that walk with him. He has a whole army. He has like 30 ancestors who walk with him, and so few females and mostly males, and they are from each and every generation that has existed to humanity. This is a powerful being. This is a powerful soul. Like, if he had decided to be president, he would be president of the world instead of president of America. You know what I'm saying? This is a powerful soul who hasn't even reached her ultimate. I hope it's a her. Or his ultimate. Okay. Hasn't even reached his ultimate. And he doesn't even know how powerful he is. That's something like me. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how powerful he is. I find that so fucking fascinating. Anyway, who's gonna win the war? Jeff, are you gonna win the war? Jeff, are you gonna win the war? Jeff, are you gonna win the war? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no? It's gonna take him a long time to realize that Tati Westbrook is after him. And when he does, he would have lost some things to her. He's gonna lose some things to her, some contracts and shit. Tati, are you gonna win the war against Jeff? Are you gonna? This is a simpering, insidious, nasty ass woman. Just say. Okay. Tati, are you gonna win the war? Are you gonna win the war against Jeff? Are you gonna win the war? Yes or no? Answer, please. Yes or no? $50-50. Like we saw, she is going to divest Jeff of some of his shit. She's gonna do it. But what she wanted to achieve, she's not gonna be able to achieve. It's 50-50. And on that note, I'm gonna call it a day for this marathon in a white shirt. I'm going to call it a day, and I will see you soon. But before I go, I will say, concentrate on yourself, not on someone else. That is one thing I've learned again and again and again. And I've learned it in these hard times that I am going through. My ancestors said to me, turn inward. Yes, the war is out there, but turn inward. And when I turned inward, it became manageable. It became bearable. They say, turn inward, girl. Turn inward. Think about yourself. Even when it is war, think about yourself and how you can improve yourself and how you can get stronger. So on that note, thank you so much for the new subscribers.